Hello everyone, Jamie Trull here, your favorite CPA and profit strategist. And if you're a subscriber of mine, you may have noticed a little bit of a shift. I have redone my office. I've rearranged things, so my background's a little different. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with it, if I'm gonna stick with it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, whether you like it, whether I should go back to my wall, which is over here, but I just felt like a little bit of a rearrange was necessary. So I would love to hear what you think about the new backdrop. I've got the Christmas lights up because I'm recording this in November. So I am all about all the holiday season. And we're gonna be talking a little bit today about making smart spending decisions for your business. And I think it's really a good time to be talking about this because I'm recording this right before Black Friday and all that comes with it, right? We've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Shop Small Saturday. We've got all the things, right, that are coming up. We've got Christmas around the corner. We are in spending season. And so I want to talk to you about just how we can make the most of this season, how we can make sure that we don't get pulled into things in this season that we don't actually need, how to make the best spending decisions for our business. And while I'm recording this and I'm going to be talking about Black Friday and all that goes with it right now, this really applies to any time of the year when we're trying to make a decision. But I feel like right now that spending pressure is so prevalent. It's everywhere and everybody's going to be asking us for our money. And so how do we make a decision on what to spend our money on? Now, as usual with my videos, I'm going to be really talking about this from a business owner perspective, okay? Do whatever you want in your personal life. That is not what I am here to tell you about because I do think that it is different. And sometimes we take some of our personal habits on spending into our business and really they should be very different. And the strategy around spending in your business is very different than what it might be in your personal life. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't spend any money. That might be what you expect me to say. That's actually not what I'm going to say in this video. I'm going to give you some ways that you can actually maximize the value of any money that you spend and how to make sure that it is worth it, right? And what types of things can we do to make sure that the things that we are purchasing are actually things that are going to help us in the long run? So there are a few questions that I want you to ask yourself when you walk into this, when you see a deal come in front of you, right? There are a few questions and best practices that we're going to talk through here today. And the first question I want you to ask yourself is this an investment or is it an expense? And for those of you that have been in my world for a while, maybe you've taken my financial fitness formula course, you know I talk about this a lot. I want to be in your heads and I want you to hear me say, is this an investment or an expense every time you get out that credit card, debit card, whatever it is that you're going to be using to spend your money. And the reason that I want to train you to think that in your own head is because a business is meant to be something that you invest in. And when I'm talking about investments and expenses, I don't mean it from the standpoint that you might think of it. I'm not talking about it from an accountant point of view, even though I'm an accountant. I'm not talking about where it shows up on your financial statements. Is it balance sheet or P&L? That's not what I'm talking about. The way that I define the difference between an investment and an expense is that an investment should actually over time yield you more savings in time or money, okay, than you spent in the first place, okay? So that's an investment. So we can invest our money and therefore that should yield more money than what we originally spent eventually. It might take a little while for that investment to come to fruition, but ultimately if we spend $100 on something we expect to be an investment, we expect to make more than $100 back over time. Or the same thing happens with our time, right? We can invest our time into something, maybe into better processes, and then that is a time investment that we expect to help us save time in the future, right? So ultimately that's what an investment is. And when we're talking about money, it means spending money on something, whatever that dollar amount is that we're spending, we expect it to end up yielding us more than that. And that's the amazing thing about a business. That's really what a business is. When you break it all down, we are putting in our money and our time and energy, and we expect that to yield more coming back to us, right? We expect that to yield more money coming back to us. If it doesn't, right, if our business as a whole does not generate us more money than we spend, we don't have a sustainable business, right? And that can happen from year to year. Sometimes things happen and that occurs. But if that is our regular operating place, if we are just operating from a break even or a loss position every single year, that is not a sustainable business. The purpose of a business is to be profitable, right? Unless you're a nonprofit, the purpose of a business is to be profitable. That doesn't mean it's not also about serving others and doing other things, but we have to remember that it is not a sustainable business. We cannot run a business if it's not profitable, unless you just happen to be sitting on a pile of money. Now, conversely, when we talk about expenses, right? What I mean by expenses is not talking about the P&L version of expenses, because a lot of investments are also going to be showing up on your P&L, right? But what I mean is it's really money that you spend that you don't intend to get, or you don't expect, let's say, to get more than that back. And sometimes we have to do those things, right? Sometimes we have things like insurance. Insurance is usually gonna be an expense, right? Most of the time, we're never gonna use it. Yeah, we get some peace of mind from it. Yeah, it's a necessary thing. And I'm not suggesting we don't have that, because that's an important thing to have. But insurance is probably not going to yield us more money than we spent on it. In catastrophic cases, it might, and that's why we have it, but ultimately we don't expect it to. So that's more of an expense. The pencils that I buy, I need pencils, sure, right? Pens and pencils and all the things. I love all the pretty pens and highlighters and markers, right? But I'm kidding myself if I think that those are investments. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't have value to me. That doesn't mean it doesn't make me happy. That doesn't mean it doesn't make me a little bit more effective at my work, but there's no real tangible way to measure the return on investment for something like that. So that's fine. We can still spend money on things like that, and that is a choice. But at least 80% of the money we spend in our business should be being spent on investments, okay? And if most of the money you're spending actually isn't yielding you a return, then you need to probably make some changes within your business. So the second question I want you to ask yourself, if you're looking to purchase something, right? Maybe there's a Black Friday deal that comes across your page for something that you've been looking at in your business. The question then is, how am I going to make this an investment? Because you can buy something that could be an investment for one person, but if you purchase it and don't do anything with it, it's not going to be an investment for you. And so I think that's a really important thing. We sometimes think that purchases on their face are investments, but you have to make it an investment. You have to action it. It is not something that is usually going to do that on its own. So how are you going to make that an investment? And are you willing to dedicate whatever time, energy, money is necessary in order to make that an investment? And if the answer is no, it's probably not something you want to buy right now. So the third question is this in alignment with my long-term business goals? Right? Sometimes opportunities can come across and we're like, ooh, this is too good of an opportunity to pass up. But that's what leads to constant swirling, right? We might say, oh, this looks really good. Oh, this deal looks really good. But overall, we're moving in too many different directions. So that's why it's really important to think about, what is the overall goal? Where am I trying to get in my business? And make sure that when you're spending money, it is on something that supports that. We don't want to just hear about something and say, oh, this is some kind of, get rich quick thing that I can do and everybody's doing it. Don't jump on bandwagons just for the sake of jumping on a bandwagon if it doesn't fit your overall goal, because you probably won't move forward with it. You probably won't action it. You probably won't use it to its fullest extent. And even if you do, it might end up getting you off track from what's really important in your business. So just make sure you're really key about that. Don't get caught up in the frenzy, right? Don't just press the buy button because you see a countdown timer. And I use countdown timers. I'm not against them. It's good to let people know when those deals are expiring, but just make sure you're making an informed decision that this actually supports where you want to go with your business. And then the next spending tip, the next thing I want you to think about when you're walking into making a purchase, okay? And this is the one that everyone's like, oh no. Can I afford this? Something can be the best investment potential in the world, and we still don't have the money to do it. And so I think that is where we can get really, really excited about something, and we can overspend and overextend ourselves and put so much pressure on ourselves that now we've put a bunch of stuff on a credit card. Now we are having to take out debt in order to pay this. Now we have a payment plan that maybe is significantly more that we're paying over time than we would if we could do the upfront payment. Now we're putting ourselves in that position where we are forced to make this an investment. And for some people that can work, right? For some people, yourself, if you're in a stressful situation, if you take on that debt, maybe it works for you. But as a person who teaches finances, I generally don't recommend that, right? I generally don't recommend jumping on a deal just because it's a deal and then, putting yourself in a bad financial spot. Deals come back. They always do, right? There's never just one opportunity for something. And so it may not be exactly the same next time, but if you're in a better position to be able to really take on that deal and pay the money for it, you're going to put yourself in a way better position long term. So I think just asking yourself, can I afford it? And a lot of people are like, I don't know. Maybe you go to your accountant and ask them, can I afford it? That's a question I get a lot. When I was a service provider, one of the top questions that people would ask me whose businesses I worked with was, can I afford this? And so one of the things that I highly recommend that really helps take that consternation out of that decision making, right? And takes the big question mark out of that decision making is to be setting up what I call a profit plan. Now, I have other videos about this. You can go check it out at jamietrull.com/profit plan. You can go grab a free profit plan. It's just a worksheet that you can use, and it helps you allocate your funds and decide where you want to put your money and what you want to be saving towards. We have things like taxes, right? Paying yourself. But one of the things that we include in our profit plan that we recommend that you save towards, right? So when you're making money in your business, you're putting some money towards the opportunity fund. That's the O in profit plan. And the opportunity fund is really there for you to be able to use to reinvest into your business, to put money back into your business and to take advantage of opportunities that are in front of you. So when I'm walking into this Black Friday, I'm thinking about what's most important to me. What are things that would be most useful in my business to have, right? What kind of deals do I want to be looking out for? Because let me tell you, I am on the lookout for a good deal. I'm pretty sure that I love a good deal more than most people. So I do not avoid Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all the sales. I am here for it, but I do make sure that it is something that I truly need and that it's something that I can afford. And usually that means looking at, okay, how much money do I have in my opportunity fund right now? And if I don't have enough for a thing that I might want, how could I quickly generate money in my business, right? I run a business. I can generate income. I'm in control of my income to a pretty great extent. So what can I do to bring in some extra money so that I can afford the thing that I want to do and put that into my opportunity fund? So having a mechanism year round is going to be really helpful. Obviously, that doesn't help if you're walking into Black Friday right now and you're like, well, I don't have that. What am I supposed to do? But you can always start, right? So start now or decide you're going to start in the new year with doing a profit plan and really allocating out your money into these different buckets so that you never have to ask yourself, can I afford it again? And have that like hemming and hawing going on in your body. So now that we've gone over the things that are do's, right? Here are the questions I want you to ask yourself. Is this an investment? Am I going to be able to make back more than I spent on this? Am I committed to being able to make it an investment? Is it in alignment with my goals for my business? Can I afford it? If all of those answers are yes, then that's amazing, right? Then that means this might be a good thing for you to be purchasing. But definitely go through that whole Rolodex before you make that decision. So that leads me to kind of this little bonus section I want to add on here, which is the don'ts when it comes to especially going into a high pressure season of sales, where everybody and their brother, including me, let's be honest, is going to be saying, buy for me, buy for me, buy for me. How do we make decisions on whether we buy or not? So the first thing that I don't want you to do is to fall into the FOMO frenzy, right? Yes, there will be a lot of opportunities. There will be a lot of, expiring deals and things like that right now. I think that impulse buying is one of those things that we all tend to do. We get excited about something and we jump in. It's going to help us to not impulse buy if we go through those questions and ask ourselves those questions ahead of time. But also make sure that you're reading what you're getting. I'm going to tell you, especially during times like this, when we're just in this buying frenzy, we are way less likely to sit down and read the entire, let's say, sales page, depending on what you're purchasing. We are way less likely to read about the refund policy or the FAQs to make sure it's right for us. It's usually during these times when people just get really excited and then don't necessarily understand or have full understanding of what they purchased in the first place. So just read a little bit more, make sure that you're informed, make sure that it's right for you. Don't let that little countdown timer, freak you out so much that you just press buy without doing your due diligence. Always make sure that you're treating each purchase just like you would any other time of the year, and then you're making sure it's a right fit for you. And the other thing I recommend that you do is to research the products or services that you're buying, right? Look at testimonials, look at reviews, make sure that that is really the best thing for you. And sometimes it might be looking for alternatives, right? Sometimes we're going to get an ad that pops up. My favorite thing to do is I'll get an ad that pops up somewhere and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. Let me go check the internet, check Amazon, check whatever to see if I can find a similar thing that might be half the cost, right? So remember, these deals, sometimes also with these deals, people will inflate their prices just so that they can cut them down for these Black Friday deals. So don't just look at the slash through. Make sure you're looking to see it, the products that normally exist out there. What are they normally priced at truly? Not just what they're telling you they're normally priced at. What are they actually normally priced at? And then what is the deal, to make sure that it truly is the deal that they are basically saying that it is. Not to say that marketers market, but marketers gonna market. Okay? There's buyer beware there, where we need to recognize that there are marketing tactics that are used, especially during these times of year. And we I cannot stress enough the due diligence we need to continue to put into each and every purchase that we make. And that protects you, and it honestly protects the seller as well. And that's why I say this, even as somebody who's, I guess, a marketer myself. I sell things, I sell digital products mainly, but I really want the right people to purchase my products. It's not great for me if I get somebody who didn't even really understand what they were buying, right? That has misaligned expectations. That's not great for me, right? I don't want to deal with that either. I want the right people to be making informed decisions about the products that they're purchasing from me. And any reputable marketer will feel the same way. So all of this is to say, there are some amazing deals, and I'm going to be on the lookout for some great deals as well over the coming weeks. So of course, no surprises here. At the end of a spending tips video, I got to tell you about some of the exciting things that we have coming up. Now, we are opting out of the Black Friday sale this year in 2023. Who knows, might come back in future years. But we want to do something a little bit different and a little bit more fun and engaging. And we're super excited to announce our 12 days of Christmas. So you can go to jamietrull.com/12, the number 12, days, and you can bookmark that page. Make sure to join the wait list. We are going to be doing a special deal every single day for the first 12 days of December. So starting December 1st through December 12th, there will be a new deal each day that will expire at the end of that day. And they're not just going to be on our products, although we will have some amazing, completely exclusive deals that we normally do not offer on our products during those days. But we also have partnered with other companies that have amazing tools and resources for small business owners, and they have all agreed to offer a special deal for you on those days. I'm so excited. We're just teasing it out right now. You're not going to know what the deals are ahead of time. You have to check back every single day and see what they are, and hopefully you don't miss the thing that you really, really want, because that deal will be gone by 7 p.m. Pacific time every day. So make sure to be checking your email, checking back to that page. But we are so excited. This is our season of giving event. We really want to do something really fun. We know it's the end of the year. People are looking for ways to invest back into their business, maybe looking for those end of the year tax deductions, right? But you want it to be on something that's actually going to help your business. And I do recommend that even with the things you buy from me, you are going through those questions in your mind, because I want you to buy what you really need and what's really going to help you. And I want to help you invest in your business and make more from that investment. So definitely go check that out, jamietrull.com/12 days to join the waitlist. Or if you're watching this later, it might be done. So join the waitlist again. We will hopefully be doing this again next year. So make sure that you join that waitlist so that you can get in on those deals. But we are so excited for this. And go check out that profit plan. It's totally free. It's a spreadsheet you can grab so that you can start working on making sure that you have enough money set aside to be able to really, really reinvest into your business and take advantage of opportunities and amazing deals as they come. Happy holidays, everyone, and I'll see you next time.